All right. I call upon my fire sign elements. My fire sign babies, the element of fire I call upon. What messages do we have for y'all today? What messages do we have for my little pyros? That is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What messages are there for my fire sign babies today? All right. What messages are there for my fire sign babies today? Come on. Don't start. This is my self-love in action deck. Okay. We're going to put that back. I'm not. Nope. No. What messages do we have for my fire signs? Make it clean. Make it clean. Make it clean. All right. To my fire sign energies, it may be time for you to take the leap and release old energy. I'm going to put that this way. So release old energy, then take the leap. Release old energy, then take the leap. There may be some stagnant energy around that needs to be released before you take the leap into something new. So make sure that any stagnant energy, any energy that is not beneficial to you at this time, that you take the time to release. This could be some energy related to your sacral chakra, could be past sexual partners that may be clinging onto your energy that you need to release and separate from. And, these people might not be in your face necessarily, but this is some energy that needs to be separated because it is how you have residual energy. It's like leftover lingering energy. And no, it's not a soul tie, but what it is old data. Old data that needs to be separated. So you need to call your energy back to you, cleansed, rejuvenated, and purified, ready to be used for your highest benevolence. And, call all of that back from your sacral chakra. You can do each chakra as, if you like. But this is highlighting your sacral chakra right now. So this is definitely giving like sexual partners. Dambala is on the bottom of the deck. So it could be a past, like a marriage partner. This may be someone that you were in a long-term relationship with, situation with. Could be someone that you have children with, that you need to release their energy. They need to release yours as well. You could have walked on, you could have moved on, and you're doing other things right now, but they're still holding on to that energy, especially if they haven't done the cleansing work, the releasing work. So you have to do it for them, because even though you have moved on, sometimes that old stagnant energy can get stale and it can be clinging to you. And, every now and then you'll feel that little twinge, the little pulls, like you'll think about them. It's like you need to pull that shit back. You need to pull that shit back, separate those energies, disconnect from those energies, so they're no longer able to, pull on whatever it is that you have going on. Even if it's not directly, they could be, it could be affecting certain things around you. So there we go. Release that energy. It could be a possible, because Mars energy is fire energy. So that could be a possible Aries or Scorpio energy that is lingering in the mix that needs to be released. So we have take the leap, we have Isis energy, and we have ground yourself. So, when I got Isis, it's given ice. So there may be some people that you may know that could have this situation going on. So you may need to also, that's a side note. That's a complete side note. Ground yourself in Isis right here. So you may need to ground yourself and be on the lookout, eyes and ears, before you take certain leaps. You may need to move house in order to make sure that you and your family are safe. And this is, again, that's not for everybody. That is a side message. Okay. So with Isis here, we have ground yourself, sacral energy. Yeah, this is all given like things that need to be released, things that don't work, things that have died literally need to be released. Because we have the whole storyline of Isis after her husband Osiris died and went to the underworld. He was killed by his brother, of course. where she went and collected the pieces of him, and that last piece of him was that phallus, that sacral energy. And she put it all together so she could birth something new that's giving release old energy to take the leap. But in this situation, it's given like what's dead is dead, what's done is done. Don't go trying to find the pieces to make closure. Just go and release that shit. Go ahead and release that shit so you can move forward. You can move forward. And if I'm talking to a feminine energy, you can move forward to another dick. If I'm talking to a masculine energy, you can move forward to another bitch. Okay? So don't get caught up in the whole Isis situation, because this is very karmic. This energy is very karmic right here. But whatever it is, it needs to be released. And I'm gonna pull some more for my fire sign energies right now. But definitely ground yourself. Make sure that you're in a good space, because there may be some information, there may be some things that pop up in the near future that you need to be ready for. You need to be prepared for. Yeah, politics and change right here with the Wheel of Fortune. So something may pop up that you need to be aware of. So also be careful of connecting yourself without protection, because this ground yourself is giving C.Y.A, cover your ass, with sacral chakra right next to it. So there could be some STDs, STIs floating around that you need to be weary of and aware. Not weary, but like you need to be aware of, because everybody's not safe. Yeah, that's a Tower card right here. That could be, burning, itchy, scratchy. You want to be careful. I'm just saying, be careful. Cover yourself. Cover your ass. Cover your dick. Cover your pussy. Whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that you are safe. Yeah, we have friendliness here with the Two of Cups. So this is like interconnectedness, two people coming together, with a similar, storyline, with a similar, I can't think of a fucking word. Yeah, two people coming together with a similar goal. There we go. The similar goal. They do similar things, but they are interconnected. They are together, but they are not intertwined as far as like they are codependent. They are interdependent. Okay. And that may be something that you need to look up. Look up interdependency. One thing, we got that's kind of in the middle between independent and codependent, and then we have interdependent entering the chat. Okay. Two people working on similar goals, but working on them separately but together. Okay. That may be an energy that you are heading in when it comes to take the leap. So even the way you thinking about doing relationships may be something that is completely changing for you. We have Six of Cups here. That's dealing with past energy, the dream. So this could be, the way that you've done things before may not be benevolent for you in this timeline, this particular era of your life. So you may need to, do things a little differently this time. So not necessarily being codependent upon each other, codependent upon certain things, and not necessarily being independent where you can't allow someone else to help because they are working together, but they are still doing their own thing. They still have their own thing going on. See, they're different colors, they're different whatever. It mixes together when it needs to, but it's still separate and not completely 100% dependent upon the other. So I don't know, that may just be a message for one or two individuals. But yeah, the ripeness card is on the bottom of the deck, and trust. So I'm not even going to pull any more of these because the ripeness card is the Nine of Pentacles. So there's a lot of money to be made. Whatever this take the leap energy is, once we clear out this old energy, this old stagnant dream energy, like life is but a dream, yeah, take this shit out. What we're working on is not a fallacy. It's not an illusion. It is something that's rooted and grounded in stability, grounded in reasoning, logic, sound logic. It's something that is real, in your face, and you can literally bear fruit from this situation with the rightness card. So yeah, and you just need to trust in it. Trust in it. Clear out the old energy and trust in this situation, because the old way you have been going about doing things has only caused you exhaustion. Has only caused you exhaustion and constant fighting. We're not doing that no more. The shit's in reverse. So yeah, you could possibly be dealing with an air sign as well, with that schizophrenia card that I just saw. But transformation, overall, transformation. You're transforming your whole way of doing things when it comes to possible relationships, because this is definitely what it's given. With Damballa on the bottom of the deck, sacral energy, Ice is here. Take the leap, ground yourself. This is dealing with relationships. So you're transforming the entire trajectory and way that you do relationships. Okay, we're at 11 minutes. I'm gonna pull 2 of these Rose Oracle cards, and then I'm gonna close you guys out. Okay, all right, what messages do you have for my fire signs at this time? What messages do you have for my fire signs? Talking. All right, interested, awaiting messages, talks, calls, emails, talking more. So there may be someone that you are entering into the talking stage, talking phase. But as you're talking, just remember that, you know, the old ways of doing things are not necessarily the most beneficial at this time. Old energy needs to be cleared out before any thing becomes solid and stable. Let's see, give me one more from my fire signs. But this is given like there's some new ways of doing things within relationships that's going to be very beneficial to you. Yeah, we have healthy choices, self-love and self-care, being happier, loving life. So this new transformation, this new way of doing things when it comes to relationships and just partnerships, period, in general, is built and based upon like self-love and self-care. So taking care of yourself, being happy and content within yourself, and then being able to move together in with another person, another partner, whether this is romantic, platonic, business-wise. So you have your shit together, they have their shit together, even if it's not 100%, you know, all the way. You two coming together, again, in whatever manner this may be, is going to be beneficial for the both of you, because you're both going to learn, you're both going to grow, you're both going to have something that you are bringing to the situation, bringing to the table that is beneficial and conducive for your way of life as well as theirs. So with that being said, yeah, beware of addiction and codependent energy, obsession, restraint, possession, and control, and emotional blocks. Be aware. And there's also this girl with a snake, charmed or used, enable boundaries, that is behind that card. So there's definitely some energy that needs to be cleared out, some past energy that needs to be cleared out before this can take place, before this can come into the picture. So with that being said, I'm going to close this out. And if y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I'm available for reading them, available for consultations, and I'll be open for public readings in February, starting February 1st. So with that being said, namaste. I'll see y'all later.